Dokie, how you going, YouTube? I haven't done a video for a while in the sense of I haven't done a video in a while for just general security stuff, handy tech tips, generally stuff of that nature. What have I got on the top off the top of my head today? Well, I got antivirus, which if you're gonna pick antivirus, to be honest and truthful, I would pick Zone Alarm as my personal favorite because it's not a bad little program and it's pretty good. Sorry, I got that in the fucking middle of the screen. Alright, so what do we got? Yeah, there's also a free version, which most people don't realize. There's a free version that does antivirus and spyware and everything else in combinance. So that's actually not too bad if you can't afford the paid for version, which the paid for version, if you actually look on the product page, the Extreme Edition is how much? I think it was $49 or something it was last time. Yep, so $54.95 actually, which is the Extreme Edition. But you get better. If you buy 2 years worth of membership, you can get it for about $79. So you're probably looking at a more significant saving in that retrospective, really. So yeah, that's not too bad. What else? Zone Alarm is one of my recommended ones. Kaspersky, I think it is, would be another one that I'll recommend because people do use it, and I haven't come across many people that have had issues with it dying out or causing issues with the system. Kaspersky. Oh god, there we go. Kaspersky. Kaspersky's not actually too bad. I used their mobile antivirus for a while, up until I need to remove the license on it, which at the moment I'm just using free AVG, which I mean, look, for the moment that'll do. And like, I mean, I was using Avast for a while. I don't know, like much of a muchness, but to be honest and truthful, I found Kaspersky because it uses pretty much the same engine as Zone Alarm, or very similar engine. Kaspersky and Zone Alarm in particular have been my two main favourites, and of course, last but not least, Malwarebytes. Malwarebytes, which it's worth paying for the upgrade to be able to have it monitor your computer because it does protect you against a lot of stuff. Especially these days, there's a lot more going on in the virus world and in those world, like in that sense of Malwarebyte or malware in general. So what have we got? Kaspersky, Zone Alarm, and Malwarebytes. These are my recommended programs that you would bet you're best off using, to be honest and truthful. I've never had any issues with them causing interference or problems with my games. Anything that, I mean, initially Zone Alarm was causing some issues, but then it stopped causing the issues and I was okay after that. So yeah, I haven't had any issues with that. What else we got? Okay, so you got Zone Alarm. I don't recommend Norton's because I don't really like Norton's personally. I don't know why companies use Norton's. Yeah, so. As for Google, as for just, I don't know, just general stuff anyway. But those are my three recommended programs for security wise. Also, be cautious of emails. Be cautious of people, because there are plenty of people out there these days trying to get your money, regardless of whether you realize it or not. There's a lot more people than there used to be, because especially in such a hard economic time period, there are a lot more people wanting to get money and a lot more people wanting to get their hands on money. So, I mean, it's okay if you've got the money to blow, sure, but I mean, if you're on a budget, or if you feel somebody doesn't deserve the money or doesn't deserve your time, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. What else we got? I'd use two different types of recording software. I use this Bandicam and I use Fraps. Well, we'll be using Fraps a little bit, but I don't know. I'm having a problems with Handbrake at the moment because I'm trying to convert my videos over to a smaller file size so they're easier to upload. But the problem with that is that every time I do it with Handbrake, it seems to not want to convert the file correctly. It becomes corrupt. The file doesn't want to play properly, or render correctly, or play or render. Saying that, I'm just waiting on a couple of things at the moment, so look, it's all good. What else? You got encryption software. You got TeamViewer 8, which is not too bad. I would recommend, if you're going to let somebody inside your computer, especially when it comes to TeamViewer, let somebody inside your computer who you trust. Especially if it's if it's a technician, that's fine. But make sure you trust the person. Make sure you know the person. Get to know the references of the person, sort of thing. Recommendations, sort of thing, and just basically get to know the person. I mean, look, you don't have to be overly paranoid, but the problem is, sometimes it pays to be a little bit more paranoid these days because of how much people can, take you for a ride when you don't realise it, honestly and truthfully. I don't know, that's just what I've come across anyway. What else we got? I was using a website builder program, but I don't really use that much anymore. I was playing Eve. No, I started to play Eve, but I really got out of it because I just had a bad situation with my girlfriend and stuff, and found out some things that I didn't like, and no comment on that. And this world is fucked up. That's all I have to say. Alright, so what do we delete? Delete this stupid thing. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Well, anyway, the point is that, or the point I'm trying to make is that there's a lot of different stuff out there these days. Protect yourself, be safe, be smart, be conscious. I mean, of course, dealing with different people, be conscious of what you're doing, be conscious of how you're dealing with people. And, I mean, it's simply a rule in my book. I mean, I am a little paranoid sometimes with some situations, but I'd rather be paranoid than out of pocket, or I'd rather be paranoid than totally out of or just out of everything in general, And to be truthful, I've learned that some people can try to get into your heart to just make you trust them, in general. So that's pretty fucked up in my book. You don't do that to somebody. That is pretty low down dog act, and I don't understand why somebody would do something so malevolent. That myself is malevolent. I mean, Anyway, right. So we've got free video converter, which I've been testing out. It's okay. It's just has an issue when you're trying to convert the videos over. It seems to lose quality at the point where you're trying to do the gameplay part. So I'm trying Handbrake again. It's sort of, I don't know, it's Handbrake, and I don't know. I'm looking for a free converter that basically takes down the size but doesn't take down the quality of my video, which is rather frustrating because I'm finding all the ones that I want are not necessarily there. So yeah, that's fucking annoying and fucking pissing me off to no end. Well, pissing me off a little bit, but not totally. I mean, it's just more of an inconvenience because I'm trying to convert videos, and sometimes it'll take a couple of goes before the video will convert, and I'm like, okay, well, what the hell? Then I had the problem with the YouTube being pedantic about third-party playing content, which I can understand to some degree, but it's music and it's in the damn game. Why is that an issue? I don't understand why that would be an issue. Like, to basically, have stuff that was in the... I mean, it's in the game. It's part of the game. You can't have the game without it. So what's the point of being so fucking pedantic and so far up your own ass that you can't figure out that, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't have, matched this... I don't know. It's just douchebaggery in my opinion. And I'm sorry to be a little bit cranky, but I'm just being cranky because I can. It's annoying. Some of the things I've been... Well, I think it's only been mainly YouTube and a couple of other places. Like, there is a point to wanting to get rid of piracy. There's a point to want... But there is a point where it gets so strict that you can't even sneeze or fart in the wrong direction without them, holding the tissue underneath it or something. It's like, fuck. Am I meant to feel that fucking... Oh, I don't know. Anyway. All good. It's a fucking big can of bullshit these days. Especially these days. I've really come to the conclusion that some people are fucking mentally challenged. Especially when it comes to how far they will go with some things and the stupidity of it all in context. And it fucking shits me. It really shits me. It annoys me. It fucking pisses me off to no end. And I've come to the conclusion that some people just need to be shot. And I know that's a bit extreme, but still, there's just some people, I swear, they need to be shot occasionally. fuck, they just need to be shot in general, because they're such a detriment to society in the way they contribute to so many things, you know. And I'm like, fuck. Thank you for the wonderful contribution you've made to society. You're a fucking retard. Anyway, just thought I'd make that point anyway. But sorry, I'm a little pissed off and maybe a little bitter. But, you know, that will happen, and it's going to happen, and there's not much I can do about it except get over it. Yeah, anyway, okay. So, what else have I got? A few from those few apps. Those are my recommended antivirus programs. Protect yourself, as I said. Be smart about what you do. Be smart about how you place things, what you do in general online. Google ads, also watch out for dodgy Google ads. Also watch out for dodgy tech sites as well. There's a few of them out there that will actually ruin your computer instead of fix it. Be cautious. I mean, be cautious at the point, and don't always take things on face value. I took things on face value, and I feel like a bit of an idiot. And I guess it was only because my heart was involved in the end of it that's the primary reason why I ended up looking like an idiot a bit. But to be honest, I wasn't. I was only trusting my heart, and trusting your heart is not exactly something you should do in these modern day times. Apparently, I've learned that lesson now, and I give the middle finger to every motherfucker who thinks they can take advantage of me now, because it's going to take a lot to get back into my heart. It's going to take a lot to get back into my trust circle, especially with people who fuck me over. It takes a hell of a lot to get back into a trust level that I'm reasonable at, because I don't trust people very easily. I don't even trust our own government, for that matter. And yeah, to be honest, it's fucked. It's really quite fucked, and it makes me want to kill a few people. But I'm kidding, of course. I wouldn't mind doing that, but I just do that on the video games. It's easier that way. You suppress the urge that way. But I don't know. I get sick of people's excuses. To be honest, there's just some things that I have to call bullshit on. They're bullshit excuses, they're stupidity, and they're fucking retarded excuses for everything, and you don't have the right to give them out. Sure, I'm not perfect, but fuck me, I've come up with some better excuses in my lifetime, I tell you. Okay, thank you. I'm going to leave it there anyway now, YouTube. I'm a little pissed off at the moment, so I'm probably going to go off and just freaking find something to do, kill a few things on a couple of games. I'll probably go on the Xbox, most likely, go on a couple of games and kill a few things. On top of killing a few things, I'll probably, what else? I will probably most likely end up on a few other games. Killing zombies, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe not. I'll probably talk to a couple of friends online as well. But yeah, no. I'm annoyed. But anyway, that's my point. Those are my 3 recommended antiviruses that I would go for. Or sort of antivirus malware combination. As you can see, it just blocked, just updated its database then, which I've got the automatic stuff on. Aside from that, what else we got? There might be like one other program. I think there's one other one that I was doing, an NOD32, which doesn't actually look like a bad little one. And I used to use it years ago. I don't use it now, but it was German engineered. It seems all the best antivirus engines these days are German engineered. If I can get the damn thing to work. Oh, son of a bitch. Come on, thank you. There we go. Decided it was going to work. Okay, so this is another product that I would recommend to NOD32 ESET, because I remember ESET there. It's a very overprotective antivirus, but I mean, for the good levels, it's a pretty powerful antivirus regardless, and it's got an all-in-one security suite, anti-punishing, anti-theft. It can be used on a mobile. As far as I know, it can be used on a mobile device. Yes. As well, Kaspersky has a mobile device one as well, and so does this one. So that's two. That's like 200. The only thing I would like to see from ZoneAlarm is a mobile option. Is a mobile antivirus option out there for people. Maybe maybe Zen lagging a bit behind in that sense, but I mean, it is a prominent way of doing things these days on a mobile device, and I think a nice protective antivirus would not go astray. To be truthful, to be honest and truthful, I reckon it would definitely work nicely. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing that from them. I don't know whether I'm going to see it from them, but it's just a suggestion and an idea on my part, and you know, just an idea for them as well. If they do ever come across these channels and have a look at this stuff, because I'm reckoning there's a few PR people will probably look at stuff as well. So that's what my general thought is on that. In general, we've got $7 to $20 on anywheres. Well, anyway, that's that one, Kaspersky. Then we've got ESET now. I mean, look, to be honest, that one seems okay. Have tried it before. I think I tried it for a fair while, but I mean, I don't know. In combination, when I have used these, I haven't caught any really bad viruses. I haven't caught any really bad infections. For Neuron, oh god, a long time. I haven't seen any really bad infections. I mean, I haven't seen any I'm talking about really bad infections. Even on certain machines, even on virtual machines I use with different things, with other programs that I use, VMware and all that. I haven't seen any major infections on those machines or otherwise. I haven't seen any major infections on my machine in general. Windows 8. Personal opinion. I've got to say that getting used to the interface is probably not going to be easy for somebody in the older age bracket, somebody who's older. I'm going to say this because it's true. But the thing is, even at that, to be truthful, Windows 8 is not actually that bad. Game-wise, I can play my games nicely. They're smooth resolutions, they're smooth textures. Everything works nicely with Windows 8. I haven't seen anything that I've chucked at it that's thrown itself back. All my programs from Windows 7 that I had originally all work fine. It works good as a tablet interface. It's got SkyDrive built into it too. I mean, it's not actually a bad thing. I mean, well, I don't consider it a bad thing anyway. To be honest and truthful, it's not a bad little interface, and it's not a bad system. And the thing is that people did backlash on it initially with problems and issues, so I'm going to say that, look, it gets my thumbs up in the sense that it does everything I want it to do. I don't know, it seems to be a better operating system for me, and it seems to work for me. Will it work for everybody? Not necessarily. Everybody's different. But I mean, saying that, moving on to another operating system and everything else, why... It's more people being pedantic. It's more people being either too stringent on the way the operating system originally was with Windows 7, or it's people that just can't get used to new things. And I'm not against people not being able to get used to it, but I mean, things are going to change. Whether you want them to change or whether you want them to change or not, they're going to change, and it's going to happen. Look, I don't expect everything to change overnight, and I don't expect everybody to change to Windows 8. But it's not a bad operating system, and I think people initially, when they came out with the initial stuff on it, were pretty much getting up in arms about it. Me personally, I mean, it's a bit like the Xbox One. A lot of people got cranky about that too, but I don't think it's a bad console. I think the problem with the Xbox One is that they've implemented a few things that were probably a little bit shoot yourself in the foot type thing, especially in the sense of, people wanting to lend games to mates or whatever. I mean, at the same time, I don't think that was their intention, but they probably want a certain degree of control, because there was look, there's going to be people who are going to hack their consoles. There's going to be people who do this stuff. There's going to be people who pirate. There's going to be people who, do it to the maximum level, and there's going to be people who do it at the mid-level. And there's going to be people who just, they can't afford things, so they have to pirate or download pirated versions. Now, Saying that, I like the measures they're taking. I mean, some of them are okay, but then some of them are a little ridiculous in the sense that it's getting to a point, well, you're not going to eliminate it all. You're going to eliminate a certain percent. But the best way, and I think they did a good thing with Windows 8 when they first released it, is they made the price lower. They lowered the price quite extensively, which was good, it worked with people. They wanted to go out and buy a copy. Well, I did. I don't know about, well, there's a few other people I've come across as well that went out and bought a copy because they were damn well cheap. And I bought myself a second copy for that matter. Now, the fact is that, even at that, it's the things that I'm coming across. It's the fact that people gets too old fashioned and too stuck in their own ways that they can't they can't adapt to a new system basically. And I've learned that there's nothing wrong with adapting to a new system. It's not bad for you in any way. Sometimes it can make you feel better, to be honest. It can make you see things from a better perspective too. The world is far from perfect. World's fucking retarded with some people. Just some people, not everybody. It's just some people that I've come across, and that's their personal choice. They obviously can't muster up enough Gunzvar to, confront people when they do something, totally out of the character of themselves, And I don't know. I think I've learned, and this is what I've learned. Karma comes back and bites everybody in the ass. I mean, sure, I'm not perfect, but I can say that I haven't done anything really bad to give karma an excuse to bite me in the ass. You know what I mean? To be truthful. So, honest Indian. This is what I've worked out. I have worked out that, in the truthful perspective of it all, that karma comes back and bites people. It bites people for people doing shit to other people. Because I've seen it. I've seen examples of it in my life, and especially when I talk to people online and, something happening to them for a specific reason. The reason it happens to them is because they're stressed about it, and it causes stress on them. You know what I mean? Then that stress may internalise, and they may not realise it, but that actually comes back as karma later on. You know what I mean? I've also learned that people get bitten in the ass a certain amount of times because some people are just assholes, and some girls are just bitches. I hate to say it, but it's true. Not every woman is, but there are some women that they're clearly the cold, stone cold bitches that you thought they were. So, that's just what I've come across in my perspective, so fuck it. This is life, and I can't do much about it, but I can sit back and just wait for karma to slap him in the face. That's all I've got to do. So I just go sit back, relax, chill, do my own thing, and people will just get slapped in the face by karma. It's so true. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. It's a joyous thing. But anyway, Windows 8. That's back on topic anyway, so I'm ranting off into different directions, but that's alright. Most of the time I do anyway. Okay, so we got Windows 8, which is pretty cool. Got those antivirus programs I pointed out before, which they're marvelous. And anything else? I mean, if you're going to use recording software, Fraps is great for recording desktop stuff. I found. I mean, even if it's small, large size files or whatever, it's all top quality. Aside from that, what else? Desktop recording software. What else have we got? There's other stuff as well. There's full desktop recording software. There's Fraps and there's Bandicam. Those two I'd recommend. They work very well. As I said, Fraps file size is a little bit larger. I sort of switch between. See, the thing is, I switch between different software depending on the situation and depending on what works best for me at the time. What else? Just basic stuff. What else? Shitload of stuff. Just a shitload of stuff. But anyway, I'm going with that for now. Anyway, thank you very much, YouTube. Stay tuned. I got some more videos coming up very shortly with some more game reviews and other bits and pieces. I got to do some reviews on specific products that I've actually got in front of me. This is my headset, which I'm currently speaking on. Aside from my current headset, my new graphics card, I'll do a little review on that as well. And I'll do a review on my PlayStation/PC headset that I've currently charging at the moment. Alright, thank you very much. Catch you, YouTube.